push me in a supermarket, man. Like, you started this.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the moments in dialogue that weren't part of the original script or that were spontaneous add-ins by the cast of New Girl.
You gave me cookie, I got you cookie, man. Gave me cookie, got you cookie, we're even.
Number 20, Winston and Nick's character development. After several New Girl rewatches, you may notice how different Season 1 Nick Miller is compared to the guy we say goodbye to in Season 7. Likewise, Winston starts as a man-baby after taking over for Coach following Damon Wayans Jr.'s exit, but he grows into one of the most stable members of the Loft.
Yeah, when things get messy, you just run away. But you know there are other moves.
Series creator Elizabeth Merriweather explained that they prioritized casting talented actors and then developed the characters based on their chemistry, rather than forcing them into fixed roles.
You realize I say goodnight to you every night, and you never say goodnight back?
No.
What is the problem, Nick? Do you not want me to have a good night?
I can't go around saying good night to everyone and buying people cookies.
Once they saw how the cast clicked, they decided Nick was best as the group's lovable hot mess, while Winston became the more put-together one. Of course, there is still always room for Prank Sinatra.
You don't do no bits!
I want out of this prank!
Number 19, Raccoon Hands. In this episode, Jess is shocked to discover that Schmidt and Cece have been secretly hooking up for months.
J'accuse, Miller. J'accuse. You fold like a lawn chair. Fold. Fold. Yes, fold.
Winston told me Cece and Schmidt are sleeping together.
Come on, man!
What?
Determined to end secrecy in the Loft, she starts spilling everyone's secrets. Unfortunately for her, the guys have some secrets about her, especially regarding what they do in their alone time. During one reveal, Nick blurts out a dream Winston had about Jess shortly after they met, which makes her reconsider her no secrets rule.
Winston, you told me the first week you got back from Latvia you had a sex dream about Jess and she had raccoon hands.
Dreams do not count.
But the guys aren't done discussing Winston's dream quite yet. Interestingly, in the original script, the line supposedly read, quote, "She was dressed like a lollipop." Given Jess's colorful and bold style, maybe lollipop just didn't seem surreal enough.
So what did the raccoon hands look like?
Man, they were digging through the garbage.
Number 18, Mr. Day's ad-libbs. The multi-talented Rob Reiner played Jess's dad, Bob, in multiple New Girl episodes.
I have a sense of humor. If that was a joke, here is a pencil. Draw me a map to the joke.
Guys, it doesn't have to be like this.
As Jess's father, he provides a grounded counterpoint to the often chaotic Loft life. That's not to say he didn't add his own wild moments, especially whenever he was with Nick.
One step to your right.
Me?
Yes, one step to your right. One more step to your right.
I can't go much further.
One more step to your right until you get into the hallway, and then once you get in the hallway...
I see what you're doing, dude. Very
Dad,
funny,
we
Go
have to
directly
go.
to the Chinatown trash can where you got that suit.
In a chat with Huffington Post, Reiner said he loved being on the show because the cast had so much freedom to play around with the dialogue. He shared, quote, "They let you try anything, and that's fun for me." While he didn't mention specific moments he ad-libbed, it's a lot of fun to rewatch his episodes and try to spot which lines were his spontaneous creations.
Look, I better get a phone call tonight with the news that my daughter has a fiancé. I don't even care if it's not you, okay?
Number 17, Get in the Car. The guys plan for a friendly game of football in the park with Jess in tow. As Schmidt shares the game plan with everyone, he comes up with a very specific set of instructions for her.
Nick, go out 10 yards, cut left. Winston, go long, post right. Jess, go down, out, towards the parking lot. Get in the car. We'll meet you back at the Loft.
Oh, very funny. You're a comedian, Schmidt.
The sincerity with which Schmidt delivers his orders makes the moment that much funnier. Maybe if Jess had followed his advice, she might have saved Nick from a lot of physical and emotional pain. The original script seemingly had Schmidt telling Jess, quote, "See if you can find a shamrock in the grass." To be fair, that sounds like something Jess might do. Still, we think the line they went with really drives home the comedy.
Are you sure you're okay?
Oh.
You're walking like a Disney witch. Let me drive you to your doctor.
I don't have a doctor. I don't have insurance.
Number 16, Winston Stubs His Toe. Winston loves puzzles, but let's be honest, they're not his strong suit, and they tend to make him a bit intense.
Hey, Schmidt, what do you think it's gonna look like?
What do I think it's going to look like?
Yeah, the puzzle.
Winston, it's on the box. The picture's on the box. It's a Japanese garden.
On top of that, Schmidt has just unceremoniously dragged him into his love triangle with Cece and Elizabeth. Things hilariously escalate when Schmidt gets frustrated with Winston's puzzle skills.
Okay, well then would you like some truth, Winston? Here's some truth for you, okay? You're terrible at puzzles. Worst I've ever seen by a mile. What are you, fly vision? Look at this puzzle. It's ages 6 and up. You are up, Winston. You are way up.
Winston gets up and starts circling Schmidt as an intimidation tactic of sorts. It's just too bad he didn't move that chair out of his way first. Actor Lamorne Morris revealed that he really did stub his toe in that scene, and it hurt quite a bit. He attributes his Second City training for helping him stay funny despite the accident.
What is happening? Huh? Ow! What did you do? Yeah, don't mess with me, man. I'm legit, dude. I'm getting very dizzy.
Number 15, Schmidt smooches. To paraphrase Nick, Schmidt is way more into their bromance than Nick is, and isn't shy about showing it, whether Nick likes it or not.
We're just hanging out. With my best friend.
Come on, Schmidt. You just Fredo kiss me? What's your problem? Go sit down.
Schmidt tries to kiss Nick more times than we can remember, and it turns out this dynamic isn't all that far from reality.
Ugh. Stop Fredo kissing me, Schmidt.
Max Greenfield, who plays Schmidt, would occasionally lean in for spontaneous kisses, knowing that, like his character, Jake Johnson isn't big on physical affection.
Well, at first, the reactions from you were like really aggressive, where you'd push my face away or you'd hit me.
Yeah, it's because you were improvising it.
But yeah, but then now when it happens, and a lot of times it's in the script, he just kind of goes with it.
After several unscripted kisses, the writers decided to make it part of Schmidt's character. It took a bit longer for Johnson to fully embrace it, but it became a hilarious running gag on the show.
Give me a kiss. Just give me a kiss. Huh?
I felt like you needed that more than I did.
Number 14, Black Friday, or as I call it. In the series' first Thanksgiving episode, Jess invites her crush for dinner, overriding the guy's holiday plans, and it turns out to be one disaster after another. Rewinding to the start, Nick reminds Jess they'd already said there'd be no festive feast that year.
I got the last turkey in America.
No, Jess, we're not doing Thanksgiving, okay? We talked about this. We're just gonna watch football, drink beer, and then we are going to Best Buy for Black Friday.
Or as I like to call it, Friday.
Morris revealed on the New Girl podcast, Welcome to Our Show, that he ad-libbed his extra line about Black Friday. He added that this is one of his first realizations that it's perfectly fine and even encouraged to goof around on set, as it might make it to air.
I'm gonna say something and you're gonna say the first thing that pops in your head. Kazoo. Okay, we haven't even started yet.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with Kazoo.
He also shared that guest star Justin Long was so skilled at improvising that he could make him break before even saying a word.
It's hard to get to know people. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I bet you're the bear who has the bed that's just right.
Number 13, the tie-wearing porcupine. By season 7, Nick is an established author, but now he's run out of ideas for his Pepperwood Chronicles.
He fell in love, Merle, and then he was reborn, and it's sweet when you think about it like that.
Okay, I've seen this a million times. Your life has changed, and now you've lost his voice. I can't publish this.
He turns to his friends with fresh ideas, but they're not exactly hits. Greenfield mentioned that some of the improvisations in this scene had him, quote, crying laughing.
He's tough. Okay. He's controversial. He's pro-choice. He's Senator Porcupine.
Pass in the room.
In Winston's defense, a porcupine trying to tie a knot is a pretty bizarre image. If you're wondering what that might look and sound like, Johnson's Nick gives a little demonstration.
Question for the author?
No, thank you.
Senator Porcupine, how does he put on a tie? Good question.
I don't know, with his mouth? That's what I'm saying, I don't have the answer.
Greenfield added that Johnson asked them to stop ad-libbing because, quote, they're gonna put it in the show. And, as we know, they certainly did. Greenfield said that when he watched the episode later, he thought it was, quote, one of the funniest things he'd ever seen.
I've got nothing. I feel like I'm like a wood maker who can't make any,
Wood.
Wood! See, I don't have anything! I knew it! I got nothing!
Number 12, slap fight. When Schmidt's control issues get out of hand, Nick and Winston take over the grocery shopping while Schmidt tries to learn to relax. However, it turns out that there's a reason Schmidt's the one who keeps the apartment afloat.
How does Schmidt buy all these groceries with $100?
It's only $100?
$100.
We have way too much stuff,
yeah, like
man.
shrimp cocktail.
We don't need a baked ham, Winston. Sorry about that.
At the store, Nick and Winston can't agree on what to buy, which rehashes their old argument about money. The fight escalates into a physical slap fight right at the checkout.
Yeah, my trick foot. And don't ever call me Winnie.
Oh, Winnie.
Fine. You don't owe me anything. The slate is clean. We're good. We're even.
Oh, good. That's how I feel, too.
Apparently, Winston was originally supposed to shove Nick into the counter, with Nick retaliating by wielding a shopping divider, and Winston holding Nick's face on the wet conveyor belt. We think the childish slap fight better captures Nick and Winston's friendship and makes the scene even funnier.
I'm not afraid of you, man.
Don't act your...
Grow up, dude!
Number 11. Mumbling. If you used to watch actors mumble or whisper their lines on New Girl and think, shouldn't they have used a better take? You aren't alone.
Let us take you out tonight, okay? And that way you can feel like you're going on a date first.
There were some TV veterans working on the show who felt the same way at first. This new technique that actors use to get through some longer passages while still keeping the energy up went against all the old school ideas of comedy and performance.
Sorry I'm late. There was a TV crew by the Staples Center, so I had to jump around behind the guy to get on TV. But the good news is I got on TV, so I think I'm behind the news.
However, show creator and EP Liz Merriweather loved how real it felt. And it didn't take long for everyone to see how funny it was and to get on board.
It's that line that
haunts her, that consumes her, that rings in her ear for all of eternity, granting you immortality.
You're damn right.
Immortality. Come here.
Number 10. Jay Cutler. One of the funniest ongoing gags throughout the run of the series was the way Schmidt would mispronounce certain words.
Why would I think about you?
Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men, Schmidt. The only time a man is allowed to think about another man is when that man is Jay Cutler.
We'll get to how it all started later in this list, but for now, let's just enjoy his take on ex-Bears quarterback Jay Cutler. These mispronunciations definitely weren't scripted.
I don't know who Jay Cutler is.
Why are you saying Cutler like that?
But is there a New Girl fan out there who uses coupons at the grocery store and doesn't call them cup-ons?
We'll pack our lunches, we'll cut out cup-ons.
Coupons.
Coupons, yes.
No, you're saying cup-ons.
It's fine, it's not important. We'll cut out coupons. But if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to go to the bank now.
Actor Max Greenfield loved doing these mispronunciations so much that sometimes the crew would have to ask him not to do it in a scene that was supposed to be a little more serious. Number 9. Water massage.
Let's not do this. Let's not take off our clothes.
When we talk about unscripted moments, we aren't just talking about dialogue. Sometimes a character's reaction can be just as improvised as their words, which was the case with the water massage scene in Season 2.
What do I know? We're taking our pants off? Okay, keep those underwear on, am I right?
In this scene, Tran gives Nick a water massage in an attempt to calm and relax him. Prior to filming the scene, the crew brought in a professional water masseuse to explain to actor Jake Johnson how he should react to the experience.
Why are you cradling me like a baby, friend? This is not how guys of my generation hang out.
Well, once he was actually in the water, Johnson felt uncomfortable and decided to go with it and play that up in his performance.
Oh, that's my butt. This is intimate.
It definitely doesn't look very relaxing. Number 8. Nick and Jess fight. Usually on a single camera comedy, filming is done with the camera on one actor while the other actor is off camera reading their lines.
You're saying you want the...
No. Not with you, no, blah.
Don't say blah.
I don't want it.
I'm not disgusting. It's not an unheard of thought. Blah.
New Girl, however, used a cross-coverage technique that had multiple cameras filming at all times, allowing the actors to feel more engaged and comfortable improvising without fear of stepping on each other's lines.
Out of curiosity, why do you think that, though?
Because you drive me nuts, Miller! Because you're always sighing like you're the President of the United States and you have to decide whether we're going to war or not.
I sigh because you sing about everything.
I do
and I hate it.
This free flow is often best seen during fights, like the one between Nick and Jess in Season 2. As Max Greenfield has said in the past, when it does get crazy and really over each other, and it really does feel like, what are these guys doing? There's no way that this is scripted. It's probably not.
You're cheap. You are so cheap. You never ever put money in any tip jar. Ever.
What are
I've never
you talking
seen you
about?
ever do that.
Last week when we went to the coffee shop.
You put nickels in the tip jar.
You know what a jar is in my business?
Nickels are
it's just
worse
a
than
little
no
boy
money.
saying,
It's an
"Love
insult.
me, give me a tangent."
You're a bartender.
Number 7. True American.
So it's 50% drinking game, 50% life-size candy lane.
If you still don't quite understand how to play the True American drinking game, don't feel bad. The actors don't know either, and neither do the writers.
And remember, everything you hear in True American is a lie, knock on wood.
And it starts with a shotgun tip-off, okay?
The game made its first appearance on the show in episode 20 of season 1. And according to actor Lamorne Morris, who plays Winston, the scene was pretty much all improvised. Quote, "We made it up completely."
1, 2, 3, 4, JFK!
Russell, you're in the lava, man.
All the script said was, they play a drinking game called True American. This hasn't stopped people from asking for rule clarifications from the actors, though. Says Morris, quote, "I have people sending me photos of them playing and questions of them debating the rules with friends. But I have no idea. I have no clue what these answers are."
My name is Eli Whitney, and I created the cotton gin.
Number 6. Nick's credit score. Nick needs a new cell phone, but there's a big problem. His credit score is almost non-existent.
Got this number that's crazily low, so I'll try again.
Don't bother, I'm sure it's right.
Seriously?
Are you kidding me? 250? You get 150 just for being alive.
Hey, Mohan, got a 250 credit score.
It's so bad that the store staff gather around just to see it with their own eyes. As you might imagine, he leaves the store without a phone and plenty of humiliation, while Jess tries to assure him it's not that bad.
It's like mysterious. It's like, I want to call Nick Miller. You can't. He doesn't have a phone. What? You can go all ghost protocol on everyone.
See, that's cool.
Later, Nick attempts to spin the situation, but no one, especially Winston, buys it. Morris shared that the line was improvised.
This is the problem, Jess. It's rich people. We are right where they want us, Jess, just suckling on the teat of consumerism.
Yeah.
It's the exact reason I got rid of my phone.
You were denied a cell phone because you have the credit score of a homeless ghost.
He explained they were encouraged to keep trying original dialogue until something perfect landed. It's a brilliant line, and who else will tell you the hard truth besides a best friend?
How I got here doesn't matter.
You weigh more than your credit score.
I'm here now, and I'm loving it.
Number 5. Chuty. The first time actor Max Greenfield improvised a mispronunciation was in episode 5 of the first season, with the word chutney.
Love mango chutney, really any type of chutney.
When he did it, it made show creator Liz Merriweather laugh. Quote, "And when you get Liz to laugh," said Greenfield, "it makes you feel really nice. It's a very good sign." So when she started laughing, I was like, oh, I guess I have the green light to do this whenever I want. And he didn't wait very long either, because 2 episodes later, Schmidt was arguing with Nick over a broken turtlet.
A scissor. Really, Schmidt?
Yeah, a scissor that you just threw in the turtlet.
Number 4. Sparkles are in. The freedom the actors on the show had to improvise and talk over each other's lines, as people actually do in real life, can't be praised enough.
If he is too busy to plan the Boniversary, then you've got to do it.
Okay, sure, I guess I could step up my game.
Right?
The writing on the show was great, but this free flow style, to paraphrase Emeril Lagasse, took the show up a notch.
Okay, I'll try it, I'll do it. That is some good advice.
Now my final bit of advice, and don't get sensitive on this. You gotta change that top. It's terrible.
Another example of this is Nick's mostly improv rant at Cece in season 6, where he first tells her to change her shirt and then speaks over her dialogue, with more and more authority and volume telling her that sparkles are in. Bam!
And you gotta throw sparkles on. Sparkles are in.
I think my top is
Sparkles are in!
There's the line. You giving me fashion
Sparkles
advice
are in!
Number 3. Theodore K. Mullins. Damon Wayans Jr. was great in the pilot episode of the show, and when he had to leave the show, there were probably a few fans who resented the new guy on New Girl, Lamorne Morris.
What have you done to me, Nick?
I am so happy you're back.
However, if you were initially lukewarm on Winston, you surely came around after this hysterically brilliant Theodore K. Mullins rant in episode 19 of that first season.
Tell her, Nick. Tell her how it really goes down in apartment 4D. Oh, great Negro spiritual, please come down and loose these chains on this woman.
Of course, now you're wondering how much of that rant was unscripted. Well, this was the only line in the script. I'm Theodore K. Mullins, and Nick is my lover on the down low.
Flesh on flesh. when the lights are off, we are all the same.
Not true.
Dear Lord, help me, Father! Get out of my house. Get out of my house!
The rest was all Morris. Number 2, the cookie. To paraphrase Sigmund Freud, sometimes a cookie is just a cookie.
Got your cookie.
What'd you have, like an extra?
No.
But sometimes it's so much more. This was the case in the 5th episode of the 2nd season, when Nick gives Schmidt a cookie as a symbolic gesture of how much he cares about him.
So you just got me a cookie?
Yeah, I was thinking about you.
What do you mean you were thinking about me?
What do you mean? I don't know. I was thinking about you. Think about you a lot, bro.
Why?
Jake Johnson later posted a part of the script from the now famous cookie scene on his Instagram account. And as we see, this is another great example of the freedom the actors had. First off, the repeating of the line, "gave me cookie, got you cookie," 5 times wasn't scripted.
You gave me a cookie, gave you cookie. Gave me cookie, got you cookie. You gave me cookie, I got you cookie, man. Gave me cookie, got you cookie. We're even. We're even, Schmidt.
But there are smaller things too, like leaving out or adding a word here and there. Co-showrunner David Finkel has called the final result, quote, "so real." Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Bromance Flashback. The series finale features another classic Nick and Schmidt flashback scene, and it was pretty much all improvised.
Sheesh. Sitting pretty close to each other, don't you think?
The scene flashes back to when the guys first moved into the loft, and are talking about what the future might hold for them.
A lot of cool stuff's gonna happen in this loft, huh?
You're telling me, man.
What do you think's gonna happen here in the next chunk of our lives?
In the script, Schmidt says, "I'm gonna hopefully meet a girl and have a kid." And Nick responds, "Maybe I'll be a writer and fall in love." According to Johnson, quote, "That was all that was in there. I think I said to him, 'What does she look like?' And he improvises exactly what I look like." It's one of those things that's so perfect to the show and the characters, you can't imagine it wasn't written that way. But it wasn't.
What does she look like?
Sexy.
Keep going, right off the jack.
Just like, you know, like shows up, but like casual, you know what I mean? Like wearing a beanie and like a little hoodie, you know what I mean? Like sort of like an orangish red hoodie.
Do you know of any other unscripted moments from New Girl? Let us know in the comments.
Not only did I plan something, but my plan's about to blow your mind.
Honestly.
You need to trust me a little bit.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.